Okay, we call the meeting to order. Andy,
Okay.
it's your meeting.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody, and hopefully we'll have a few more people coming on board. Before we have our committee reports, and we have at least 2 committee heads, so that's wonderful. Tonight I just called our monthly meeting to go over something very exciting. As you all know, we got the go-ahead for July to have a meeting with John Smarge, who is will be July 1st, the assistant to Rotary International President Barry Rassman from 6990, the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. As we all know, John has been a zone director, I think, through 11 to 12. He's been a past district governor, president, zone director. So he's certainly, I would call it a top administrator with Rotary. I saw him at PETS and gave him my card. I know John for many years and asked him if he would come on one of our calls and talk to the club. And he said yes. And, you know, in passing, a lot of people say yes, right? And you don't hear from him. And I heard from him 2 weeks ago. You know, obviously he's been very busy. He goes back and forth, not so much assisting Barry, but going back and forth to Chicago, and district to RI to work on a lot of things probably for Barry's year. So he said he would be happy to talk to the club, and we'd set up a date in July. I was thinking about it. I got back to him and I said, you know what? We have somewhat of a small club, and unfortunately not everybody gets on our meeting. Why don't we do sort of a Rotary district, an E-Club district type meeting, meaning we've had several of our E-Club conferences with up to 10 clubs from Canada 1 to South Carolinas and the Caribbean and Puerto Rico and so forth, with a very good response. I think last time I told him we had what, about over 30 people. Robin, I think we had what, almost 30 people or more on that call, in and out.
Yeah.
So I told him, you know, if we could do that, at least we're going to have, you know, a lot of people to, you know, to hear from you and to ask questions, because again, this would be good because we're E-Clubs. We're a little different than on ground. We do things a little bit different, and he knows about us, and he certainly likes what we're doing. So I thought it was kind of a great feather in our cap. And so we will be the one presenting John's presentation. And I will, as I told Robin, I will start reaching out to the facilitators who've been doing these conferences. A couple of them are past district governors, and start getting the invite out there for them to talk to their clubs. So we could have at least 10 clubs and maybe have 40 or 50 people on Zoom, and really make it a really good presentation and something that our club can be proud of, because we're presenting something big time. So it's really exciting. I was so glad he said yes, and he seems to be excited about it. So we'll get our agenda going and so forth, because we're talking July. I don't even have the date in front of me, Robin. You might. I forgot what it is. It's July
27th, I think.
So it's end of July. So we really have 2 months. We have about 8 weeks to get this going, which I think will be fine. As I told Robin, I'm starting my calls again to everybody for, you know, membership. This will be a good thing to tell them about this big event we're going to be having. And also, you know, now that we're sending out the our meetings with the reminders, and hopefully people will like that. And also what we can do to get people to get involved. Do they like the meeting time? You know, do they want to stay with us? Because most of these people, obviously, we haven't heard or seen in weeks and months and maybe a year, so, or more. Because, you know, I've been here, what, 2 years now, 2.5 years, and most of the people I don't even know. Robin, I know you know them for making polls over the last couple of years, and I know Ray knows quite a few people. But I think that would be a good way to go about it. So I think it's a great feather in our cap. And as I get around to the people to say, listen, you know, this would be almost like President Barry coming to your on-ground club and, you know, picking your club and going to, because this is the number 2 person. This is pretty much his chief of staff. Or I don't know if he might have a chief of staff and then assistant and so forth. So obviously this is the number 2 or 3. This is probably number 2 guy to our president, and having him speak to us, I think, is something very, very big.
Mm-hmm.
So I will get that out to our people. I left a couple messages for people. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. I'm going down my list. Obviously, I'm not going to call Ray or Robin or David, but I will get down to, back to the rest of the people and give them some of our things. How we did with, you know, with what Robin did, and the monies were the update with that. You know, really telling for an E-Club, what we've done in the last year is pretty exciting, but we need these people's help if they want to, you know, if they want to stay with Rotary. First of all, do they want to stay with Rotary? If they want to stay with an E-Club, do they want to be with an on-ground club? I'd rather have the people, if they're interested, stay with Rotary than lose them all together. If they want to, just like Jim, Ray probably knows, Jim, you know, is transferring to on-ground club, I think in the Carolinas. So I suppose they're moving. I don't know.
Okay, well, I think for this meeting, it's July 26th, actually. It's a Thursday.
Okay. At 7, we'll probably...
I think probably the best thing to do at this stage is to make contact with Jim Daltmead, the guy that organized the group assembly. I'd say I would talk to him.
Yeah, I think I sent him an email. I'll go and check. And I asked him to call me. I said I have something really exciting to talk to him about, but I'll try to call him. I'll see if I can find his number.
Yeah, because he would be the impetus to get the, you know, he would be key to getting the other guys to come in on the thing. And once you get that set and the date set, then of course this guy John Smart, I don't know how long he talks for, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, questions.
Probably, yeah, right. I would say we'd probably talk 30, 40 minutes. You know, he might have a...
Yeah, apparently, according to Susan, he's a great speaker, so he probably has something and will be able to tell you how much time he needs for his presentation, and then afterwards, questions. And then, of course, the issue is whether we submit questions to you to ask him, or whether people can just raise their hands and say whatever the question is. Remember the one with that English club? They took questions, but they had to be submitted to that guy, Brocklebank or something.
I can ask him.
Yeah. So, you know, but I think it would be best if we could just people could raise their hands.
Right. And I'll certainly reach out to Karen and reach out to, you know, our incoming...
incoming DG,
I mean, I definitely reach out to him. I mean, I know him. I think he'd tell me if we did this and he didn't know about it. So I'll give him a call. I have his number, Elio. So I'll call him and let him know what we're doing. He might have some ideas or something he wants to do, or because I suppose in essence will be, you know, maybe he wants to come on. I'll give him an opportunity if he wants to come on and introduce him. He is our district governor. Right. So I'll do that as a courtesy. We'll probably have, you know, I would think we'll have him. We'll probably have some of the AGs. I think we'll have some big people in 6950, but you know, I'll leave that up to them. I think they'll be pretty excited that little old E-Club got this thing rolling.
Yeah, I would publicize it through 6950. I would get
definitely,
to send out the notice once we've got it set up, to send out the notice of the thing and publish the Zoom number. And that I think we can have up to and there's a 50 or 100 people on at the first on our subscription, but that we make the point that limited slots kind of thing, first come, first serve.
Well, Robin, if we have that little, maybe we could talk to Jim. I think I have the feeling that they have a subscription that has a lot more people.
Yeah, we have a subscription.
True?
We pay $100. I got to go back to look at how many people we can have on.
Okay. I think this one we're going to have a lot of people.
Yeah, I'll send you, but over 100. Yeah, we don't.
I'll check on.
Like people
I'll check on that.
Yeah, people can look at the recording afterwards.
That's true. Well, we'll do it. We can also do it first come, first serve to sign in.
Yeah.
So that will be good.
Okay.
So we're working on that. I think that's pretty good. I think, and that could be good for membership too, Robin, to talk about, because we could even briefly, I think it would be nice if we have these clubs to, and I think last time they took too long, but maybe 3 minutes to go to each club and what they're doing, what they're doing for the year, or certainly for the new Rotary year, because we're going to have those new presidents, and let John see what they're doing. And then obviously he can comment, and he's going to get back to Barry with all this too. So I think it'll be really great for us.
Yeah. When you're talking to Jim Dodmead about the format of the meeting, let him know that each of the clubs will be given an opportunity to present their accomplishments.
Right. Exactly. Well, it's going to be early on. That will be, certainly only the first month. But I'm, with PEPs and everything, we certainly put in or have an idea of what they're going to be working on for the Rotary year. So I think that would be really good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I think it'll be something really, really good. And obviously, when you talk about what our club did, I think everybody will be very interested, including John, because I don't know if I told him, forgot to tell him about that. I might have mentioned it to him at PETS, but I think when he hears that, he's going to be quite, interested. And that might be a good thing to say, hey, John, can we get this into the Rotarian? Because I think, your play-by-play, Robin, I think would be great I still think it'd be great for the Rotarian. You have pictures and everything. And if we can get that to the right person, I think it would be an incredible, story of what Rotary is. So that would be really good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
So if you contact Jim and hopefully get this agenda bit kind of fleshed out so that we can start pushing it with our members.
I'll try to get his email tomorrow. I'll email him tomorrow or get his email, and by next week we can start, because as you know, 2 months goes pretty fast these days. So we want to have a really good showcase, and since we're sort of the sponsor, we want to make it really, really good, because I think this is going to be the big feather in our cap this year. And I think when I reach out to all our members, I'm going to say, hey, that you belong to a great club, because I don't think we're probably the only E-club in the world that got John. And who knows? There always could be where Barry picks up the phone and comes on board. You never know. To get the RI president, or certainly the person who's his right-hand man.
Okay,
so that's where we are with that.
Yeah, that's that meeting. That's cool. Then Ray, we were just talking as well, as you know, Jim Tremmel has transferred to a local club in his area, and he was our PE, so we don't have a PE. So we're looking for a PE, Ray. Do you hear me, Ray?
I hear you.
Ray didn't hear that. So we were thinking maybe, maybe Trish might be interested. Maybe we can put, if she'd like to do it. I know she's had, with her mom and several problems. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is that I don't think, and she's been on one call. I think you talked to her, and it's not that she's not accessible, but I don't think, I'm wrong. I think she was on the phone during one of our Zoom meetings, not that long ago. But, we just need somebody that's going to step up and, come to the meetings and be a part of, the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing. And, I don't know.
So that's something.
I'll call her. I'll call her. If not, we'll just have to see who else we can get. And if the worst case scenario, I would have to do year 3, or Robin would have to do year 4 or 5. So one of us. So we'll figure something out. After our big showcase in July, maybe we'll have a ton of people banging at the door that want to get involved. I don't know, but it just, as I mentioned, in our thing a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about it. It just, even sending out that reminder and everything, that maybe a couple of the people would even come on tonight and see what it's all about, because I think they had a reminder yesterday, they had 2 today, so they can't say they forgot about it or didn't know how to do it, but people are just avoiding it. So I think we have to.
It is disappointing that it's just the 3 musketeers here again,
And usually we have David, who's 4, and sometimes Ali, I don't know. He was pretty good for a while, and I don't see him at all. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Any comments, Ray?
No, not really. I've said it before. The problem, I think, is that many people who join an E-Club want to belong to Rotary. They don't want the obligation of a standalone club, and they'll pay their dues, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very cynical outlook, but I think, I've come to believe that that's true, at least with our E-Club. I know that a couple of years ago, the district governor at the time, whose name I can't remember, really promoted our E-Club, and there were a number of Rotarians in the district who were indicated that they wanted to leave Rotary or wanted to leave their club, and he was referring them to the E-Club. And so we had, Robin, you were president, and a number of people joined.
Yep.
And I've never kept track, but my guess is that we've lost most of those people.
Yeah.
And it's the old story that if somebody has indicated they're going to leave an organization, they'll do so eventually. And we were sort of a stopgap, in between.
In fact, when I filled out the resignation thing on DACB for Jim Tremmell, I got a copy of an email that was sent to Jim Tremmell by the district governor, an automated thing, I guess, suggesting, that, like I said, he was transferring to another club. But in their termination thing, they say, well, look, if you can't make the meetings and all the rest of it, the E-Club is the place to go. They're still recommending us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's sort of like the kids are in school, and the truants, and they put them in a certain school or a certain class, and they put them all together, and it's almost kind of like what we are. But you know what? I think we have to somehow, try to turn it around. I'm just not 100% sure how, but I'm always thinking about, how we do that. And because, you push them too much, they leave for good. They just leave Rotary. and you know, maybe it's not such a bad thing. I mean, you want people who want to be a part of this organization. You don't want to make anybody do anything, but you just want people who want to be a part of Rotary and have the idea to do something for, you know, their community and globally, and do all the things that we do, not to make them do it, and not to have them pay $400 a year so they can put Rotary on their resume, or, you know, tell their boss that they do community service. It's a lot more than that. But, you know, but then again, if we get too small, you know, are we really even a club? So it certainly has the pros and cons. And I know Robin sometimes plays the devil's advocate very well. But I think you know, this might be the thing. Maybe having something like this wonderful, you know, meeting. And then again, Robin put the E-Club conference on there. I thought it was great. And I'm sure some people had a look at it, Robin. And if that doesn't give them a little bit of goosebumps and saying, wow, I need to get involved in this. Look what Canada One is doing, and look what this club is doing, and look at the slides. They're giving backpacks to the kids, and they're helping people in Mexico or Peru or Chile, and Canada One is doing so much. I mean, they do more than most on-ground clubs. And I just can't understand how these people can't get all excited and want to get involved. But then again, maybe they didn't see the video.
Yeah.
You know? And I hate to have Robin put all my things up there of me doing my, you know, Dr. Fashion things. I mean, you know, people might not be too interested in that, but, you know, at least it gives them something to look at. I don't know. But you know, we put all kinds of things up there. What, you know, getting these computers to the kids is total what Rotary does. And I suppose if you can't really, you know, hit these people in their hearts, then, you know, maybe as Ray says, maybe they're just the people who are sort of tag-alongs who have to make up their mind if this is really for them.
Yeah.
Because Ray and Robin, I think you both will know, because you've been Rotary a long time. I've been with Rotary on and off 46 years. So I remember, you know, when I joined years ago, you know, we didn't have women. And number two, I mean, when I joined, I never, ever thought I would ever be a club president. I mean, because those people were almost like buying. They almost would campaign to be a PE. You know, it's who you knew, everything. So we had people lined up for probably 5 years, 6 years down the road. I'm talking about back in the early 80s. And people, I mean, you know, you came to a meeting, you weren't late, you gave happy dollars. I mean, you know, we did all kinds of things. People were dressed in suits. And it was totally different than it really is today. Now, I know in some countries, I don't know if it's in maybe Spain and in Asia and other places, in Europe, Robin, you know, some clubs only have men. I mean, to get into the club is like, you know, you have to, you have to, I don't know, you have to know a saint, because it's so hard to get in and get accepted. And here, you know, it's totally different. So,
I remember I used to work in New York City 1 month out of the year. I had a good friend there who wanted to join the New York City Rotary, and she was having a difficult time and came to me for a recommendation. I mean, that's how hard it was to become a member of Rotary.
Yeah. We still have a club like that down here, the Old Iron Pensacola. It's about 100 and something members. But I tell you, I was at the Cordova breakfast meeting this morning, and there were about 30 odd people there for a presentation with new members coming in.
That's great.
Vibrant. I think it's the personal contact. That's the thing that's the ingredient that we're missing. And I think unless you have the kind of passion or liking or whatever you want to call it for Rotary and the connection like we have, because we're contributing in what we're doing and trying to hold the club together.
And this is one of the
it's just not there.
Yeah, this is one of the advantages of having an e-club geographically closer together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where you can at least meet one another, periodically. And I agree.
We're unique. We're different.
About. I mean,
yeah, we're different.
Well,
I just don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
But Robin, I mean, I still like it so much. I mean, if it's done properly, you guys have been doing this for the E-Club a lot longer than me. But I mean, to have people, from Australia and Germany, and like when I first came on, I remember what really hooked me was the girl who did the presentation from Australia. I think isn't that the girl that David Kroner knows? Or and remember, she did her PowerPoint presentation. It was great, and I said, wow, she's doing this. It's halfway around the world. It's 24 hours later or whatever, and she's doing this presentation. This is great. And I think
we had
a lot of that is missing.
Participation for her presentation.
Yeah.
5 or 6 people on that call.
Right.
And then we did we had a presentation, that young girl, Allison, that we did the S4TL last year, and there's only 2 or 3 people online.
Mm-hmm.
It is pathetic. But I think we have a good opportunity here with this John Smarge guy. If we can get the other clubs involved, we'll have good participation online, and that should be good, and that will give us some input.
Let me interject one piece of good news. We're getting to the end of the month, and I'll be doing the financials probably over the weekend. But all of a sudden, we had a flurry of guest Rotarians.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We've been down, for quite a while. All of a sudden, 3 or 4 in a row.
Really? Wow.
Wow. Do you have their email?
They'd be on Club Express. You can get them on Club Express.
Maybe I go in and a little letter or email and thank them for coming on.
Yeah.
Invite them back.
Yeah.
And many of them, by the way, are repeats. I know the names.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, that's a repeat customer.
Obviously, something that we're doing that they like.
Yeah.
I wish we could get the regular people to buy into that.
I don't know what it is, but I tell you this much: I'm embarrassed that this week so far, nobody has put a comment in the meeting up to 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock when I looked the last time.
That includes me. I've had an awful week. So
well, I think you put something in our. You put something in our.
I did.
Yeah, but none of the other members. Okay. And anyway,
it's the same thing.
Coming up with Ray, what I want to try to do is change the front page to at the end of June with a list of what we've paid out. If you look at the front page, it says, we did this thing, that thing, the other thing, and maybe you could be having a look at that so that we can make a change at the start of the year to show what we contributed to this year.
Yeah, I'll all of that. By the way, if you go into DAC-DB, you can get all kinds of statistics and what we did.
Okay, cool.
So I'll try to put it together.
I was talking to the people in Dominica, and I was talking to the Cordova guys. We're getting ready to pay the money. Cordova are going to write a check for what they have, and I will add to that and make a deposit. So then we will have all of the funding in probably Friday of next week, and then I have the payment information as to the vendors.
Right.
So she has ordered the equipment, so we need to pay for it now.
Yeah, I think by the way, yesterday I wrote down the specifics of how much was given. I can't find the note that I wrote to myself, but my recollection is we have about $4,500 in the charity account from that is earmarked for Dominica. These are donations from members and others, including the last two, Robin, the 2 deposits you made this week.
Yeah. I think I can put it together, because we're going to have, between the Cordova thing and mine, it's I think it's 7,200
Okay.
will be coming across.
All right.
We have 4 or something like that.
45. So I said we have. My recollection is 4,500.
Okay, so it's 13.
And then
587 or something, I think.
yeah, we had agreed. We had agreed to give 2,000 in addition. So
that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. I have it here somewhere close to my heart. 13,587 is the total.
Okay.
So we have that money, except we're still short 200 from the guys that pledged. I copied you on my emails on that. We got 2 of the 400. So hopefully we get the other 200.
Right.
That's great. So that's very good stuff.
Just let me know when we're going to make the payment, and I can transfer 2,000 from operating to charity, and you can take the check out of the charity.
Yeah.
So let me know a day ahead of time, and
okay, I'll give you a call probably. Well, they said they give me the check next Thursday at Thursday's meeting.
Okay.
So once I have the check in hand, I'll be in the bank on Thursday morning, and then you'll see the deposits going in.
Okay.
Robin, do you want to? We could do a date toward the end of June. Do you want to do a Thursday night, 7 o'clock? We'll call it sort of a installation dinner, virtual dinner meeting like we did last year. We'll come up with a date. So now as I'm calling people, I can invite them and say, listen, meet your fellow Rotarians. We're going to have an installation like you would do an on-ground club. Come on, bring your glass of bubbly, toast everybody, and we can get to know each other again. Maybe that's the thing to do.
Yeah.
And start the new year fresh.
Andy, while you're thinking of that, we elected an assistant treasurer whom I have not heard from. I wrote her, sent her an email. I gave her access to our accounts. Sent her a detailed instruction or information on the accounting system. Haven't heard a word from her.
Oh my God.
Who is it?
Linda Chapman.
She's
okay.
So Carrollton, Georgia.
You want me to call her tomorrow and be my first call?
She did have some health problems earlier in the year. Okay.
Okay. I'll call her tomorrow. I remember I saw her name on my email list in capital letters, so she stood out.
Also, with the renewals coming up for the end of June, in the middle of June, I'll be sending out a reminder to those that have renewals at the 30th of June, advising them that if they're going to make any change in their status, they need to give us 3 clear days notice so that we can update the records, because the RI dues are based on the members you have on at the 30th of June, and there is no credits for anybody that walked away. So if they leave us without telling us, they will owe us the first quarter's dues, and until they pay that, they will not get a letter of good standing.
And that's in our bylaws now.
It is, yeah.
And
I'll send a copy.
Maybe Robin, just take that section out of the bylaws and
put it in there
and send it to everybody in the email.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Anything else? We talked about the meeting, what's coming up. We have our financial report. And Robin, do you think our not membership, our new not Alexa, I mean, I'm forgetting, I must be having a senior moment here. Who does our weekly meetings, our weekly, she does the weekly, stories.
Ashley, yeah.
Huh?
Ashley.
Who? Ashley. Ray, we were thinking, do you think about her? I mean, she's a millennial, well, probably a generation. What is she, about 24, 25? So she would be...
She's closer to the... I'm not sure.
Late 20s?
Yeah, she's...
she's either millennial or generation X, I suppose. But, she could be a good president, too. I don't know if you think could be a PE or wait another year.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure she can. You have to look at the bylaws because she's an associate member.
Okay, yeah. So we have she'd have to get up to a...
Well, I thought we abolished that category. She's just in at a reduced sub.
No, I don't think so. I'll check the bylaws again, but
yeah.
I'll check the bylaws again.
Because on DACB, she's a member.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you check on?
You could check. That's what I think.
Okay. You may be right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you check on that. But if she is, she might, she's been doing a lot of good work, and she's young, and she could get a lot of young people. It might be something to, instead of us young old fogies here, well, I'll speak for myself. You guys are just as young as can be.
Sure.
And even Robin, after he goes to the dermatologist, looks spectacular. He's shaking his head. But she could be good. As I said, Ray, I will talk first to
it's a question of her time, I think, might be an issue because she is one of these legislative assistants. I think she works up in the Tallahassee area.
Okay, so she might be very busy.
And of course,
I'll go for.
You got the elections coming down. I don't know how she's going to be in that or whatever.
Yeah, that could be too. I'll work first on our membership chair, see if she would like to do it. It'd be great to have a lady, a woman president, so maybe she would be interested. And maybe I could ask her opinion since she brought Ashley in, I think what she thinks. And then as I talk to people, those who feel that maybe they want to get in and get really cracking and, maybe they would like to take some kind of leadership role. Yeah. So we could work, with them and see what that will be. So at least we have a good first step with the announcements and getting all our meetings and things out there. So at least that's changed and people saw that. So that's good. I know David thought it was great. So, and he's hard to please.
Yeah.
So that was good.
On your point about a change of command, the E-Club Assembly again have a meeting scheduled for the 28th of June. That's a Thursday.
Okay.
So we could do a change of command meeting on the 21st of June, a Thursday.
Okay.
Or you could do it, whatever day.
That would be fine. Sure. So the
21st.
Okay. Let's think about that, and then maybe we could do a save the date.
Okay. Well, do you want to put a notice together on that, Andy?
Yeah, I can do that.
And then I can incorporate it into the meeting. You put your own words to it, and just send me what to put in the meeting. Well, I prefer you to post it, because then it's somebody else's picture coming up on the list of people that are posting. It's not it's mine the whole time, and it's
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I can just go
and
in
then
and do the post.
if you can do that, maybe in next week's meeting, once I open up next week's meeting, you can put in a posting about it, and then I'll follow it with the Zoom meeting and the contact information.
Okay, sounds good. That will be good. At least and that will give them plenty of time. That will give them almost, well, give them 3 weeks. That's plenty of time. And then I can do the reminder through Microsoft or whatever, like I did for this one.
Yeah.
And maybe we get more people, on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 21st, 7 p.m.
And then, I don't know if we want to have let's say a board meeting, but our meetings, almost board meetings, it doesn't matter anymore.
It'll be just change a command and we can bring up whatever we want.
Right. Okay. Ray looks very busy doing stuff over there in his office.
Yeah, we're experiencing a terrible storm right now. A lot of that rain, the people up in the panhandles, they're responsible for all that water.
Are you guys getting rain down there again?
Yeah, Robin, I was going to ask you, did you get a lot of that too? We had a lot of it down here in South Florida.
We had nothing over the weekend.
Wow.
A couple of showers, that was it. And we were expecting the worst. All sorts of events were cancelled up here over the Memorial Weekend, the Veterans Memorial thing, the gate-to-gate thing on an air base, the burning of the ribbons, the retirement of the damaged U.S. flag, everything was cancelled.
Wow.
My kids didn't come from Gainesville. They were going to come over with the grandkids, and they didn't come because the weather was going to be bad. And then my daughter left here and went up to Stone Mountain in Georgia to get out of town, and Maeve and I were sitting here looking at each other for the weekend.
Well, we had a lot of rain. I mean, we had a lot. It was, I think we got all of it down here. I don't know why, but.
And of course, the traders up here are really PO'd because it's one of the busiest weekends of the year on Pensacola Beach. They have this gay pride festival, and it's just unreal out there. And a lot of people didn't come down because those people spent a lot of money. And
I know, yeah.
A lot of people got out of town because that weekend was coming on. And the people that were going to come into town that filled the place didn't come because the weather forecast was.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Crazy.
Anything else?
Okay. Nope. So let's close our meeting, and I will start the 4-way test. Right? Is it ready? Are you ready? I'll do the first one. Is it the truth?
Is it for all concerned?
Ray.
Will it be beneficial?
To all concerned.
Whatever.
And
will it be good and better, big goodwill and better friendships? We got the 4 of them.
And will it be better for the Irish? So now you can have your pints, and I call this meeting adjourned. So thank you, everybody. I'll start working on those things, and if you hear anything or anything, email me.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay. Take care, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. Bye.